Okay, so I read Daisy Jones and the Six. I made like a TikTok about it. I don't think I'm gonna post it because I feel like the 10-minute TikTok wasn't even enough, so I'm gonna do this. I'm not even gonna edit this at all. So whatever you see, it's whatever. It's like 12 something at night. Yeah, that's where we're at. I didn't just finish the book, by the way. I finished it a long time. I finished it before I went to work. I went to work at 2:30 in the afternoon. I finished it like maybe 11 this morning. But so good. On Goodreads, I rated it a 4. On Storygraph, I rated it, I think, a 4.5, maybe a 4.75. Don't ask me why it's not a 5 stars since I'm raving about it so much. It'll probably be eventually. Just hold on. This is the second book I've read by Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid. The first one was obviously The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Loved it. And also, they're in the same universe. Yeah, they're in the same universe because Daisy mentions going to a party and seeing McReva, and that's it. He doesn't speak in this book at all. He's just mentioned like, oh, we went to a party, McReva was there, blah, 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 night moves on. But that occurred to me because I was like, McReva, I know that name. And then I picked up The 7 Husbands, and I was like, wait, McReva. Flip through here, McReva, and guess who was a husband of Miss Evelyn Hugo? McReva. So, by that means that the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six are not only in the same universe, but same time period, which means that because of how famous Evelyn was, the Six and Daisy Jones, they've probably seen her movies, especially Warren. You know Warren was watching. And especially the French movie she did, Boot on Train. Sorry, French people, if you're watching this, sorry. Boutonton? I'm leaving it alone. But you know Warren was watching that. And because of how popular Daisy Jones and the Six were, how popular their songs were, you know Evelyn probably heard a song or two. She heard Aurora. She heard Honeycomb. Like, that's so mind-blowing. I love that they're in the same universe. I want to read Carrie Soto is Back by also Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid. So, hopefully, there's, like, a little crossover somehow. I don't know what time period that's in, but it looks good. But, speaking of the 7 husbands, I was like, I hope, and I wonder if, but I hope that it has that same, like, sleazy Hollywood glamour feel that the 7 husbands had. And it didn't, but it did, but it didn't. It was just different. Like, the way that the 7 husbands, if you describe it, it's like you're in a mansion in tears. You're, like, crying, and your tears are falling onto a silk gown. That is like the husbands, the 7 husbands. Daisy Jones and the Six, it's like paparazzi flash, dirt under your fingernails, tangled, messy hair. Like, YouTube, please don't do anything to me. Like, drugs all over the place. There were drugs all over the place in the 7 husbands too, I'm sure. Like, I don't remember. It wasn't, but it wasn't a big part of the story. It wasn't integral the way it's integral here. Here, you don't. There's not a page you read and the word drugs is not on the page. That's how integral. But it's like there's dirt under your fingernails, paparazzi everywhere, jeans, t-shirt, like fringe, and just messy hair, a little dirty, a little bit stinky. But that's the whole world. So it's still like fame and fortune, but it's just like raw and gritty. That's the word. Gritty. Versus this is just sleazy Hollywood. Like Gossip Girl versus Euphoria. No. I can't believe I just compared the 7 husbands to Gossip Girl, but Daisy Jones and the Six to Euphoria. But that's low-key what it's like. Oh my, that's the most Gen Z thing I've ever done in my entire life. Damn. But yeah, if you've never read either of those books, but you've watched Gossip Girl, the original, Gossip Girl and Euphoria, then that's visualized like that. Gossip Girl versus Euphoria. But, oh my god, that takes me out. I can't believe it, that. But, I'm going to read, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll read the whole thing. This is not getting cut or edited. I'm tired. Like, this is going to be posted as soon as I finish. As soon as I hit stop, this is going up on u.tube. So, this is my review on Goodreads. I put that it contains spoilers because I don't know what I consider a spoiler. It may be different to what other people consider a spoiler. So I just put on most of my reviews on Goodreads that it contains spoilers just to be safe. But I'm just going to read my review verbatim and just like talk about what I want to talk about. I love this book so much. I didn't expect for it to be written in the interview style format, but that made it so much more raw and real. Yes, because I didn't know. I stayed away from every little bit of information about this book, not on purpose, just because I didn't really see any. All I knew was that it was a book and people liked it. I don't even know if I was aware of the fact that Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote it. I think I was, just because it was probably on the back of The Seven Husbands or something, but I really didn't know. But all I knew is that Daisy Jones and the Six is about a band. I don't even know if I knew that from people saying it. The name is Daisy Jones and the Six. There's only so much that can mean. But that's pretty much it. Daisy Jones and the Six. And it's a book and people like it. That's all I knew. So I don't really know exactly what made me choose this, because I was in a reading slump. I would say it's a reading slump. And I just wanted that feeling, or just a slump in general. I wanted that feeling of being excited for something. Like when I was reading The Seven Husbands, it was just like, I need to get back to my book. Like, I'm waiting anxiously. I'm like, I can't wait to get back to my book. And when I'm reading it, I'm just like the whole time, because it's just like, you're so immersed in the story. You feel excited. You finally feel you have something to live for. Like, something that breaks the mundane of everyday life. That's what Seven Husbands was, and The Murder Game by Carrie Doyle. Oh, so that book was amazing. But anyway, moving on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this to like help me get out of that slump and to help me find some like life. And it worked. So back to my review. The story was so unpredictable. I was on my toes the entire time because I just knew that Daisy and Billy were gonna get together, but they didn't. I loved how complex Billy was in that way. When he finally came to terms with himself about how he felt for Daisy, that didn't change much. He still wanted to be with his wife. He still wanted his family. He still loved his wife more than anything, even though she wasn't who he loved most in that moment. And whenever people are like, oh, this character, like, he's so complex, he's so complicated, most of the time, maybe it's just because I don't understand them or don't care to understand, which is a flaw on my part. Sorry, guys. But I'm like, is he? I don't think he is. I really don't think he is, girl. But Billy was probably one of the most complex characters I've ever read about, ever, honestly. Because it's like, nobody who read the book and nobody in the book would say Billy's a bad guy. And I think it's more than just, he's a good guy that does bad things. He's just a person with weaknesses, which is something, I have hiccups now. Sorry, guys. Which is something that I feel like all of us can, like, relate to. Because it's like, after he had that period of, like, you know, sleeping with whoever, doing whatever on tour, when Camila was like, hey, either you straighten up and get sober or I'm out of here. Either you show up for our daughter or we're out. I'll go back to my parents. I don't give a fuck about you, boy. He was like, got you. Aye, Captain. Got you. And he did it. And I was like, this isn't gonna last. Because she went on the tour with him for a little bit. And I was like, well, obviously he's gonna be fine now because you're here. When you leave, he's gonna go right back to it. He's just gonna hide it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I already know. He did it. he was sober. And it wasn't even like, it was easy for him. Like, he went to rehab and all, but it was a struggle. It was a fight for him to stay sober. And I like that was included. And I like that that it showed him not like struggling to stay sober. He failed, struggle, fail, struggle, fail. It was like struggle, but every time he wanted to fail, it was like, I can't lose my girls. As in, you know, his daughter, and then soon after, daughters, and his wife, Camila. He was like, I can't lose my girls. Like, I can't lose my family. Like, I don't want to disappoint them. I want to be the man that she thinks I am. I want to be the man that she deserves. And I don't know. It was just like, damn you, Billy. But on the flip side of that, Billy is so damn annoying. Like, if you've read this book, you know how Eddie feels about Billy. Because it's like, he's like, for instance, Eddie will be like, hey, I want to do this with my guitar riff, because Eddie's the guitar player. He's like, let me at least do a little bit with my part in the song. Because it's not like Eddie sings, this guitar is all he got. And Billy will be like, just do it the way I wrote it, I promise. That sounds better, don't mess with it. Didn't you say, Billy, that you were going to let everyone have their own ideas? Didn't you say that, Billy? But when it comes to the band and the band only, that's where Billy has like I would say a huge ego and a lot of self-importance. Not saying he isn't important, because he's the lead singer. He is probably not one of the most important parts, because if Pete and Karen and Graham and Daisy and Warren, if they weren't there, there's no band. Like, yeah, Billy can sing, but what are you gonna do, sing over nothing? Like, it's a working ship. There's a lot of working parts. But literally at one point something happens, and Billy notices that Eddie's acting weird. And he's like, Eddie, what happened? Like, what's going on? And there's like, nothing. And Billy's like, it's my band. Like, I deserve to know what's going on in my own band. Billy, come on, you can't. That's the type of guy that Billy is. But it's like, he does it because he thinks he knows best. And in some ways he doesn't. Some ways he doesn't, but some ways he does. So it's just like, Billy, calm down a little bit. Loosen the reins. These people are in your band for a reason. You're successful. Your band is successful for multiple reasons, and these people are one of them. Treat them like it. But anyway, back to my review. I don't want to give away too much, but I love this book for everything that it was. I loved all of the feminist/girl boss anecdotes from Daisy, Karen, even Camila. Even though the three of them had different views on what they wanted to do in life and ended up doing much different things in life, they still had the core value of, I should be able to do what I want and what makes me happy, even if it doesn't seem the right thing for you. I love how the three of them supported each other. True. Because I wouldn't go too far to say that the three of them were friends. Like, Karen and Camila, I would say had a friendship. Karen and Daisy, I would say they had a pretty deep, I don't know if it was a friendship, but they got along in a way that I feel like a lot of girls and women can understand this, but they get along in the way that girls get along when they're the only 2 or 3 girls in a majority of like men, if that makes sense. They get along in that way, and it wasn't fake. Like, obviously they genuinely got along, but it's like a solidarity thing, kind of. And Camila and Daisy, they were nice to each other, and they never said anything mean. Camila was never, even when she knew that Daisy was in love with her husband, she was not mean to that girl. She was like, she was literally like, I know that you love him. Like, I get it. I understand. And I know that he may feel things for you at this point, but he's not gonna give up his family. Like, no matter what, it's just not gonna happen. But she didn't say it out of malice, if you know what I mean. So, I don't know. But, yeah, they all had that kind of value of, like, I'm doing what I want. Literally, Daisy was like, I'm tired of being... I can't find it. I'm not even gonna try. I'm tired. Like, I'm not here to be someone else's muse. I'm the someone. I'm not the muse that they use for their art. I am the art. I am the someone. End of story. And I was like, yeah, period. And, like, Karen, I feel like Karen is what a lot of, at least for me personally, is what I relate to, where it's like, in your head, you're like, rolling my eyes, like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, okay, maybe not fucking stupid, but, like, I have this strong opinion that maybe this should work better. This is the way this should go. Like, this is the way the world should work. Women shouldn't have to do this, and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, you really don't project that outward, just because it's just like, you don't want the trouble that comes with being seen as a very opinionated woman. And that's what Karen's like, but she still has strong opinions and convictions. And when it even comes down to the wire, where it's like, should I have this baby or not? She doesn't do it. She doesn't have that kid. And when she's literally in the clinic with Camila, because Camila went with her, Camila was like, do you think you're doing the right thing? And she was like, I don't know. And then Camila was like, come on, girl, you know. And she was like, I'm doing the right thing, but I want to pretend I'm conflicted to make other people feel better. And I feel like that's another thing, at least I personally can relate to. It's like, you make yourself sound less sure because you don't want to put people off with how sure you are in your idea, because your idea isn't what they want. Like, if she was having that baby and somebody was like, are you sure you want to do this? She'd be like, yeah, of course. Because that's what they want to hear. Because if she said, I don't know if I want to have this baby, they don't like that. Graham didn't like that. But that's something else. Grammy Graham. But anyway, yeah, just like that kind of solidarity where they're just really strong female characters, and I don't expect anything less after reading about Evelyn. I don't expect anything less. So, yeah, I think it's just a character trait of Taylor Jenkins Reid. She knows how to write a very good, strong female character, even if they're not the lead. Because Camila and Karen were not lead. They were supporting. And they had it. So, I'm very excited to read Carrie Soto is back. Because I think she is a sport girl. She's a sports girl. She does something sporty. She's in the Olympics, something like that. So I know she's definitely has it. So I'm very interested for her story. But continuing with my review. Oop, not me. I accidentally I flipped to the tab with my school stuff. And I was so scared. Anyway, I wholeheartedly recommend reading Daisy Jones and the Six. It's my second Taylor Jenkins Reid book after The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I was worried that after reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, another book by her might not live to what The Seven Husbands was. But I was wrong. This book is a different type of monster, which is true, because like I said, where The Seven Husbands, it's like old Hollywood, sleazy, dirty Hollywood tabloids. You're crying, your tears are falling down your face of makeup, past your, like, lipsticked cheeks, onto a silk dress. It's, like, bright paparazzi camera flashes and you're getting out of a limo with cocaine on your nose. Gossip Girl 2009. No, my phone's dying. Gossip Girl 2009 versus Euphoria 2021. I don't know when Euphoria came out. Sorry. But that type of vibe. So, yeah, I would say definitely read this book. Let's see what else. Oh, plus McRiva was mentioned in the book, blah, blah, blah. Basically the same thing I was saying about, McRiva, Evelyn Hugo, same universe, same time period. But I would say that For my lesser known characters, Warren, I liked Warren. Warren was funny. I'm gonna get my charger because my phone needs to charge. Like, this is ridiculous. But Warren was funny. Like, and I was actually, like, during the book, I was like, why am I hearing from him so much? Like, not that that's a problem. Like, I don't mind hearing from Warren. But I'm just like, why am I hearing from you so much, bro? Like, he was just so chill and nonchalant and funny. Like, he had this part in this book where it was actually really kind of deep for him. I don't know, but I just liked it, and it stuck with me. He was like, me and Daisy were the only two people in the band who really didn't have an ego. Daisy once told him, like, hey, maybe, like, play your part on the drums a little bit differently, like, maybe, like, cut it out a little bit, or just, like, quiet it down a little bit. I think it sounds better. And he's like, okay. Like, he took it in stride, and he was like, it worked, like, thanks. Then he told her, like, hey, maybe sing this part different, like, you sound like, I forgot what he said, but you sound like XYZ when you sing it, maybe try singing it a little bit softer or whatever. And she did it, and it worked out. And he was like, that's basically it. They had no egos. It wasn't about ego and pride. It was just like making music. I really like that. And now for my babies, Eddie and Pete. Pete seems like he does not give a flying frick about not having the spotlight. Like, he's there. He wants to, you know, be in the band. He wants to make music. He wants to do his job. And then he wants to go to Jenny. That's it. He does not care about anything else but Jenny. Anytime Tor raps, if you want to know where Pete's at, I think Boston, go to Boston and go to Jenny. That's where they at, with Jenny. But as for Eddie describes it as, my baby, he describes it as being a second-rate citizen in, like, a first-class society, something like that. Because, yes, being in the Six, there's the biggest rock band in the world, playing sold-out shows, sold-out stadiums, sold-out tours. He's up there. And so you would think he's living large, and he is. He has the money. However, he's not being listened to. Nobody in that group really has an opinion, except for Billy. And Billy goes through Teddy. And Billy does what Teddy wants him to do, whether he realizes it or not. Because he wants Teddy's approval. Because he has daddy issues. That's why Billy does that. But when, like, Eddie is like, maybe I want to make my own guitar riff. Because I'm playing the guitar. So let me do this my way. I think I can help. Billy's like, you know what? Let me just do it the way I did it. And it's just like, there's a lot of decisions that are made regarding, like, the decision to add Daisy. They were not talked about it. Like, Graham just kind of let him know, like, I think we're going to ask Daisy to join. And he was like, again, nobody freaking asked me. Which makes sense, because you're in this band too. Like, this band would not be where it is without this specific combination of people. Like, if anyone else played those guitar riffs, who's to say that the band would be where it is if it wasn't this specific combination? I don't know. But that kind of, Eddie just wanted to be heard. I always felt kind of bad that he wasn't. It's like, oh, Eddie. Like, justice for Eddie. Like, I think I'm looking through my Goodreads reviews now. I'm pretty sure I had more. How for my updates? I can't find them. I can't find my updates. I'm upset. I'm upset. I can't find my updates. Where do they go? And I don't want to spend, like, a whole lot of time on this. Comments? Maybe I go to comments? I might just go to, I'm going to Storygraph, because Storygraph, I know I'll be able to find it a lot easier. So I'm going to go to Storygraph. Hopefully it's still open, because if it's not, that's gonna suck. But go to here, home, profile. I hope I can find this, because I literally have so many, like, things where I just hope it's here so I can read this direct quote, because it'll piss me off if I can't find it. I don't think I'm gonna find it. And I didn't. Where's my story journal? There we go. Finally, I was about to cry. View journal entries, thank God. Something I didn't talk about. In the beginning, Daisy's character hit a little bit too close to home. Just in the aspect of her being, like, not saying I was a rich kid, because I'm not a rich kid at all. But, like, her hanging out with all these men just because at a young age, like, at not even young age as in 18, young age as in under 18. Because she just wants, you know, to feel important, the attention, to feel like someone's, like, looking at her. And it's like, I'm looking in the mirror a little too much. You get stop. Like, literally this quote. I had no idea what I was doing or why I was doing things I knew I didn't want to be doing. I see myself clearly now. I wanted to be around these men, these stars, because I didn't know how else to be important. And I figured I had to please them if I wanted to stay. Fuck you. Fuck you. Because, oh my God. Like, that's, like, stop it. Like, that's literally the story of my entire adolescence. I can't do this anymore. Like, painful. That's literally 3% into the book. That's probably, like, 2 pages in. Karen, literally, as a, like, I don't know, feminist girl boss. Like, I don't know if it was the right word to do what they, to, like, describe what they did. But, like, Karen, that's the glory of being a man. An ugly face isn't the end of you. Period. Because it's not. Like, literally, if you're past the age of 24 and you look it as a woman, you're done. And it's like, for what? Like, men get to be silver foxes and dilfs, and women are only milfs if they're, like, 32 and hot. Like, what happened? Like, don't piss me off. Literally justice for Eddie and Pete. I do want more communication, though. Billy's becoming a great guy, but he needs to loosen the reins, especially for Eddie and Pete. Pete seems fine. He just wants to do his part and then go be with his girl. But Eddie has a big gripe with the lack of respect Billy gives him. All the band members are important and vital to the success of the Six, so it's not really fair that they act like Pete and Eddie just aren't there. Even Warren gets more than those two. Which is like, I don't know exactly why Warren gets so much. Not saying he gets so much, but it's like, every couple of pages, why am I hearing from you, Warren? When it's like with Eddie and Pete. With Pete, I barely talked to him. I barely talked to Pete. But with Eddie, it was a little bit more frequent, but because Eddie was fighting. Eddie was fighting for a voice. But why am I hearing fucking Warren every goddamn day? Like, I don't even hate women. I love Warren. Hate women? No, Warren. I don't even hate Warren. I love him. But it's like... Anyway, moving on. Another quote. Women will crush you, you know? I suppose everybody hurts everybody, but women always seem to get back up. You ever notice that? Women are always still standing. That was a quote from Graham in response to Karen kind of hurting him a little bit. And it's true, like, period. That's literally what I put in the storygraph, like, journal. I put the quote and I would put period in all caps, because I mean period. Like, I love that. Like, women will crush you. Everybody hurts, but like, everybody hurts everybody, but women will crush you and get back up. Like, put some respect. Anyway, you get what I mean. But yeah, I think I did hit all the important parts. Please don't hurt me in the comments, but I did what I could. I'm gonna probably try to do chapters. Not right now. This video is going up and that's it. I don't even know if I'm gonna, like, edit this video. I'm probably not. But I don't think anybody watches 30 minutes. Crazy. Why is this 30 minutes? But thank you so much for watching any amount of this video. I don't care how much it was. Thank you for watching me read Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm actually gonna take a thumbnail right now. You guys are gonna watch me do this. That's a cute thumbnail. Oh my god. I didn't know where to look. The thumbnail. The thumbnail. I don't even know if these are actually taking photos. Like, I'm pressing this white button and I don't really see anything happening. So I'm just gonna hope. So imagine I did all that and it didn't work. But anyway, thank you for watching me read Daisy Jones and the Six. You didn't watch me read it. You just watched me talk about it very incoherently for half an hour. This can't be real life. But yeah, thank you. When I get better at doing book reviews, I'm gonna do more. Cause I'm reading, guess what I'm reading next? Same reason, but I know a little bit about this. I know there's fairies. I know it's kind of spicy. I know this is an entire dedicated series. So I got this book and I was like, okay, if I like this, then I'm gonna buy the next two in the series because this is gonna keep me occupied. This is not, I don't know. It doesn't even look that much thicker than Daisy Jones. But I was like, I feel this is going to be more of an investment. But I hear a lot of great things about this book. So I'm excited to get into it. Yeah, that's my next read. And you'll hear about that. Maybe I'm probably going to do like midway. Make a video midway so that I'm not just making 31-minute and 40-second long videos talking about it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's 12 something at night. I'm getting a little bit tired because I am a college student. Like, look at my notes and my notebook. I took like some tests and quizzes today. I'm doing a lot and I'm really tired. I had 3 Chobani yogurts, some grapes, and some juice in this mug that I got from one of my old jobs. So I'm sorry for what I said when I was cold. So me. Which is why I bought it with my 30% employee discount. Yes. But thank you for watching this. 32 minutes and 23 seconds. I gotta go. I got to go. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Please. I promise I can be more coherent than this. I can be more educated than this. This is just me being excited. So please let it slide. But thank you for watching and bye.